My brothers and sisters, welcome to episode number 10 in the book of Psalms. I'm calling this the Psalms of My Friends. Welcome to Norway. Now, Psalm 73, which we're going to start today, is about a guy who almost gets it wrong. Have you ever slipped and almost toppled over and realized that if you did, you were in big trouble, like you would have fallen a great distance and probably hurt yourself terribly? Well, this is what almost happens in the psalm. There's a guy named Asaph. He wrote the psalm, not David, Asaph. And he has this come to Jesus moment. He says, oh my goodness, I almost got it wrong. I almost lost it all. I almost made a fatal mistake. I was halfway there. I was more than halfway there. But there's this great word in Psalm 73, and it's the word but. And he turns and switches and catches himself, and he unstumbles during the psalm. And he almost gets it wrong, but then he gets it right. So he goes from getting it wrong to getting it right. So there's so much to learn in the story of this guy who almost gets it wrong. Psalm 73, a psalm of Asaph. There's going to be one normal verse, then he's going to go into this bad thing, and then he's going to get to the good conclusion at the end. There's 28 verses. Truly, God is good to Israel, to those who are pure in heart. So there's the good part of this. That's verse 1. Here the psalm starts with the goal that's almost failed, a pure, undivided heart, intact, a whole heart. And then he goes to desiring the wrong thing. Here's the wrong part. But as for me, my feet had almost stumbled. My steps had nearly slipped. So here's the first but. Verse 3, for I was envious of the arrogant. So he desired this bad guy. When I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for they have no pangs until death. Their bodies are sleek and fat. They are not troubled as others are. They're not stricken like the rest of mankind. Therefore, pride is their necklace. This is describing these bad guys here. And I want what they had. I want the wrong thing. And he's going to describe this wicked, untroubled, rich, healthy, prideful person who sets himself against heaven. Therefore, pride, this is verse 6, therefore pride is in their necklace and violence covers them as a garment. Their eyes swell out through fatness. Their hearts overflow with follies. They scoff and speak with malice. Loftily, they threaten oppression. They set their mouths against heaven, and their tongue struts through the earth. Therefore, his people turn back to them and find no fault in them. And they say, how can God know? Is there knowledge in the Most High? But these are the wicked. They are always at ease and enriched. Let me just pause. So there's a lot in these bad guys that is enviable. So who doesn't want to be healthy and wealthy and entertained and self-directed and self-confident and prosperous? Of course I'm envious of these people. So now back to Asaph and the Psalm, verse 13. All in vain I have kept my heart clean and washed my hands in innocence. For all the day long I have been stricken and rebuked every morning. If I had said, I will speak thus, I would have betrayed the generation of your children. So he kind of desires this bad guy as described in the psalm because of all the good things he has. And then here's going to be the big flip, verse 16. But when I thought how to understand this, it seemed to me to be a wearisome task until I went into the sanctuary of God. Then I discerned their end. So Asaph here, he's finally sources his assessment. He gets his head right. How does he do it? He gets into the house of the God and he turns to the preaching of God, the people of God, and the person of God. Verse 18. Truly, you set them. Now he's going to describe the bad guys from God's perspective. Truly, you set them in slippery places. You make them fall into ruin. How they are destroyed in a moment, swept away by terrors, like a dream when one awakes. O Lord, when you rouse yourself, you despise them as phantoms. When my soul was embittered, when I was pricked in the heart, I was brutish and ignorant. I was like a beast toward you. So Asaph here is confessing, he's repenting, he's regretting, Lord, I was a brute, my soul was embittered, I almost got this wrong. Verse 23, nevertheless, I am continually with you. He says, I'm back now, I'm voting with my feet towards you, Lord. Verse 23 and a half, you hold my right hand, you guide me with your counsel, and afterwards you will receive me to glory. Then here's the big verse, this is the most important verse in the whole psalm. Whom have I in heaven but you? And there's nothing on earth that I desire besides you. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. So Asaph here, this is his come to Jesus moment, and he says, who do I have but you? When push comes to shoves, I get you, Lord. Whom else can I go? Where else can I go? Verse 23, for behold, those who are far from you shall perish. You put an end to everyone who is unfaithful to you. But for me, it is good to be near God. So it's better to be near God than anywhere else. Better to be near him than healthy, wealthy, entertained, self-directed, and self-confident. And he finishes the psalm and says, I have made the Lord my refuge, that I may tell of all your works. So he says, my feet have almost stumbled, my steps, they almost slipped, I almost lost it all. I almost put my ladder against the wrong building. I nearly took pride in those who have a horrible thing, which is pride against God. So I almost stood before God, elevating the type of person who thinks they don't stand before God. I almost modeled a rebellious, prosperous, anti-God person who in the end will be destroyed in a moment, in the blink of an eye, and swept away like a tsunami. He says, oh, I almost got this wrong. So here's the big conclusion of 73. Whom have I in heaven without you? You, Lord, are my only hope. You are my only trust. I almost bet on the wrong horse. I almost put my trust in the sleek, rebellious, prideful guy rather than you. Wait a second, you're what I really desire. There's nothing on earth I desire besides you. What is there to learn from this guy who almost, Asaph, who almost gets it totally wrong? I almost slipped. I almost desired. I almost then did the activities of those desire. I almost did the wrong thing. I was almost unfaithful to my first love. And then he asks, whom have I besides you in heaven? Answer, nobody. Thanks for listening.